Mike here. Thank you for joining me. What you're looking at here is a video from ISpy. Now, ISpy is an amazing graphic artist. He uses Photoshop. I've watched several of his videos. This guy is very impressive, folks. You ought to go check him out. And he has a video here of a tablet reflection aboard the ISS space station where apparently he pulls out some type of angelic being, a demon, possibly a Nephilim, and he has several images. He has three faces here he's pulled out. And I saw this in some couple flat earth videos. I actually messaged one flat earther. They never got back with me, and so I could explain it to them, and they used the same video again. And folks, we got to check our sources. And seriously, you know, if you want my help, if you want to be taken serious, then you have to pay attention when one of us says, hey, that's not right. You know, I do it too, and anybody who finds anything wrong with my videos, not globe earthers, they find everything wrong with it, but any flat earther that thinks I've misrepresented some, please contact me. Let's talk about it, and I'll change it immediately. So let's take a look at this. Is there a demon aboard the ISS? Okay, so I contacted ISpy, and I said, I have to debunk this. NASA does lie, but we don't need to add things. If you're going to help us, please do it with honesty. God bless Mike. Probably typed that wrong. Probably should have typed it way different than I did. I was not trying to be a jerk to the guy. Actually, ISpy is a very talented Photoshop artist. I watched some of his, a lot of his videos. They are pretty amazing. But we just don't need this. He said, you're not debunking anything by leaving a comment. Do you like the skills to enhance the frame in the vid? Well, we're going to find out, ISpy. I'll wait for your vid debunking. And I'll wait for your vid debunking it and leave in a link to it. Otherwise, don't comment no more because it will be removed if no vid to a link debunking this. I see clearly, Mike, so put up or shut up. Have a great day. And then I just told him I'm not trying to be a jerk to you. And yes, I'm very skilled in Photoshop. What you do is interesting, but someone from our community used your video thinking it was real. And it was more than someone's, people. It would be good if you would say it was your interpretation of what it is. I have NASA's original, another one that was compressed intervally, still the same. And I meant DPI, but I cut that off. So let's take a look at this video here. The way NASA does things, Peggy's on her own video layer, or video channel. This guy's on his own video layer, video channel. What you see behind them is a green screen. This is the same area they use over and over and over. And you can tell by this little shuttle in the background here, which changes position every once in a while. So, you know, they do change things up. As we advance these frames forward, I want you to notice the reflection on the tablet in moving with the guy's leg, or syncing up with the guy's leg. This reflection is actually being broadcast on this tablet and has nothing to do with where this guy's moving his leg. Now, NASA's already been busted many times with reflections, so now everything is in a holographic environment, and all the reflections are rendered by the software. Here, Peggy appears, tries to pat him on the back, but her arm gets nowhere near him because he's not actually there. She doesn't touch his shirt or anything, and then her hand goes way back here. So they're trying, folks, but it's fake. It comes off fake. Now, in these few frames, the guy does not appear to be moving at all, yet the reflection in the tablet's moving. He is actually moving, but not as much as the reflection is moving, so therefore the reflection is added. There's the image in question, the supposed face that ISpy pulled out in Photoshop, and we're going to examine that here shortly. And I'm sure there's probably a lot of other things here we can examine in this video, such as the white thing with the pad on it. That's also moving. You probably can't tell since I'm going frame by frame. And so the guy is moving a little bit. Here he kind of gets frozen for a time. After all, he's a holographic image, and now he's starting to move again. To interact with real things and holographic things, and they actually switch so they can hold real objects and switch them back to VR objects using the Microsoft HoloLens technology. And I do have a video, as I said, coming out about that. So let's take a look in Photoshop. We're going to examine ISpy's work, and I'm going to show you what it is. All right, Mike here, and welcome to Photoshop. Now the question is there a face like this found in the reflection aboard the ISS? And as I stated earlier, no, that NASA broadcasts their own reflections because it's a holographic world on different video layers. That's just not how it works anymore. No, so I guess, you know, we're going to find out if we can get this image here from this image here. This is the same image same video frame? And that's the question. So pulling off this frame from NASA's original video from their website, this is high as resolution as I can make it. This is straight video frame. You can see that the pixels are really large, chunky, and that's because it's off a video, and the video's running at 29 frames per second. It's an HD video, but it's, you know, even in HD, you only have so much resolution here. I noticed EyeSpy increased the pixel count in his photo, so I went in and did that. I increased the pixel count here by going to image, image size, and the resolution. I set this to 300. The image I just showed you here is at 96 dpi. This is at 300 dpi. So we're not going to see the pixelation that we saw in the original. This is pixel enhanced, but even so, even though the pixels are much smaller, there's just no face here. Now Photoshop, we can use it for a lot of things. We make you skinny or remove blemishes, whiten your teeth. We can pull out things in photos that are not apparently there by changing color data and information. We can find out where light's coming from. Photoshop can be used for a whole lot of things. So what Photoshop cannot be used for is finding images that are not actually in the original. I mean, if they're not there, they're not there. That's how it works. Now I sent this image and same information to a couple other people who are experts in Photoshop. And, you know, they said, Mike, you know the deal. And they concurred with me that you just simply can't pull out an image from something that doesn't have the image in it. This is not like Hollywood, where they have some grainy video, take an image from that, and have their forensics guy use a special software tools to just find the image and boom, bop, to bam, they found Bigfoot. It just doesn't work that way in real life. And so the question is, can this be enhanced in any way? And we got our curves editor here, you know, and this is the shadows, or dark areas. These are the highlights, and you know, we can play at the curves editor here, which is one of my favorite tools to find things in images, and we can enhance what's in the image itself by separating the color data from it. Now we can do that, and as you see, we can see a lot more of what's going on in the background here. And the problem with the curves editor, if you enhance one thing, you lose quality to something else. That's just how it works. But as you can see here, we still don't have anything like this image here. And so the only thing left to do at this point is to examine the EyeSpy's image and compare it to the original frame here. Now this is the frame EyeSpy used, and there's only so many frames in a video, so this is it. And what I've done is I went ahead and set this one also to 300 dpi, so I actually have enhanced it from the original video from the video. Now adding more pixels to this doesn't produce images, okay? It just gives us maybe a little more to work with to find things out. But even zooming in, possibly this may be a nose and a mouth and a big old eye up here. But this is akin to finding images in clouds. It's just on interpretation. One thing about this frame here and the one EyeSpy did, as you can see, the face here, which is here, there's more information added to the side here. This looks totally different than this here. If you notice the contours of the face here, this face here is much wider, and we can see the ear, the mouth, and the nose here, and possibly maybe even two teeth there. And so just the whole image itself, he has information here that wasn't originally there. In the original image, there's this dark area. In his image, it extends out to where the ear is here. Now you see this little thing he made up here. There's a nose and an eye. That would be this here, and it's really hard to make out here. And so, like I said, once again, we can probably use the curves editor and maybe pull out some things, but we're not going to get the face that he's gotten. Now, EyeSpy's never claimed to be a flat earther. He's never claimed to be doing research against NASA. He is a graphic artist. He uses Photoshop. And so I'm checking his Photoshop here. He's in painting mode. Well, that's kind of strange if you're trying to enhance a photograph. Well, maybe not. I guess it depends on your style. The other thing that you'll notice here is this PNG file he used. Now, a PNG is a transparent graphic file, and there'd be really no reason to bring in an extra graphic if you're just trying to enhance a photo and find something in a photo. You'd only do that if you're adding something to the photo to enhance it. And once you add something to it, it can't be used because it's been manipulated. The pixel data has been changed. And the last thing, remember when I showed you this these clunky pixels here? This is NASA's. This is off NASA's video, just right off their video frame. This is the clunky pixels you're going to get. ISpy's image here, if we zoom in, very fine, tiny pixel data. And I'd say this is pretty close to 300 dpi probably. And the problem with that is that this fine resolution pixel data does not match the rest of this image here. And so if this is a video frame, all the pixel data should be the same as they are in this image here. As you can see, all the pixels are the same exact size. In ISpy's picture, the pixels get big and clunky and faded out until you zoom in, where he's actually added this image of this face to the photo itself. So, not to debunk, just, you know, if you're a flat earther and we're doing real research and we are finding things out about NASA, I strongly suggest that you check the source of your material. I know CNN, ABC, CBS, I know the news media doesn't care about their source, but we should. Our standards should be a lot higher. If you have questions, ask somebody that knows. You know, drop me a line or drop somebody else a line that knows what they're looking at. And I have people call me all the time and ask me about things, and if I think this is this or that is that in Photoshop. And you know, two heads are better than one. I'll just say that. And ISpy, he's a fantastic artist. He has some amazing videos, but I would not use his videos or images for any type of flat Earth video as proof of anything. I know it'd be exciting to have this to be some kind of angelic being or something, or some Nephilim or something crazy like that. Unfortunately, it is not. It's just a created image by an artist. That's all it is. This is Mike. Please like and subscribe.